I am the Lead Externship Coordinator, as Emmanuel mentioned. I'm going to go through a few quick slides just to give a breakdown of what an externship is, what to prepare, what to look forward to, and answer any questions that any of you may have. The last slide, I will put our team email there to where you can follow up with us, send us an email with any question, concerns, input that you have from this session, and we will be glad to support. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Just let me know if you can see it. And I'm going to put it in presentation mode, but I just want to make sure you can see it first.
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. And I'm going to start the slideshow. Emmanuel, just let me know if you can see that as well.
Yes, I can see that.
Perfect. All right, so I'll jump right into it. This is our externship experience. Again, what to expect, how to prepare. Why an externship matters. What is an externship? You're basically going to be bridging your classroom learning. In our case, it's our online learning to real patient care. It builds confidence in utilizing your clinical skills. You gain real world healthcare experience and you have an opportunity to make professional connections. I want to emphasize the real world experience. You're actually going to be working with patients face to face, one on one, rooming, collecting vitals, doing a lot of the skills that you have practiced and utilized throughout your simulation based labs online and the theory based knowledge given to you throughout your modules. What you'll be doing as an MA or as a student MA, again, you'll be taking vital signs, patient intake, rooming the patient, asking the past medical history, family history, what's the reason for their visit, obtaining that chief complaint, and kind of getting the patient ready to be seen by the provider. Depending on the department, you may even be able to assist with certain procedures, draw blood, give injections, and that is based on the site. Some sites, for example, if we are, if you're placed in a mental health facility based on or compared to a pediatric facility or dermatology, for instance, some of those departments may or may not give injections or draw blood. So again, it's based off of the site. EMR documentation. So you will be working in patients' charts. You will be documenting either electronically or on paper charts, depending on the site. And you'll be working right alongside other MAs or other healthcare members. When does your externship start? You must complete and pass your NHA certification exam first. Once you have passed that successfully, that's when we ask that you submit your request for placement. The certification exam is at the very end of your program, so you should be fully completed with the program as well before you submit a request. Hours and commitment. Minimum hours for an externship is 160. Looking at this generally is usually completed over 4 to 6 weeks, at least 6 hours per day. So a full-time schedule is required. We do an externship is basically like a job. So we do want to put this out there ahead of time to prepare you so that you know the time frame that is needed in order to be placed and successfully complete an externship. This not only benefits you as a student to get that consistency, but this is also beneficial to our partners. They actually designate a trainer or a mentor or preceptor for you during your time with them on site. And this is them working with their own patients and bringing you along as a student, teaching you as they're completing their daily tasks. So again, the time, the availability is very, very crucial. To make sure that you're able to commit to this schedule before submitting a request for externship placement. If anything changes after you submit a request, let's say you get hired on instead, you get hired for a job opportunity in the middle of your placement request being fulfilled, you must inform us as soon as possible before we secure a site for you. We don't want to go ahead and secure a site, send that confirmation out, and then we hear, hey, unfortunately, I can't take this site. I got a job instead, or I moved to another state. That causes confusion and inconsistencies with our partners, and we don't want to jeopardize the relationship we have with partners as well. So the placement process, generally speaking, you submit your request. We'll process and review. Usually takes 4 to 8 weeks to secure a placement site. We'll match you with that site, and then we will contact you and send you the documentation needed to go in and get started with your placement. Location, all placements are usually within 45 miles of your preferred location. So that's the city and state that you put on your externship request form. And it's also based on site availability. So um, within that 4 to 8 weeks, we are coordinating with the sites. We're checking in to see if they have staffing for one, to make sure they have available trainers on site for you to fulfill the time frame that you will be there for your placement. Externships are unpaid. Okay, I have a lot of students that have asked this in the past, but they are unpaid. This is a training experience or a learning experience. So you're kind of be like an extra hands on deck with whatever site we do place you with. If you're looking more so for paid experiences, that's more leaning into our career services team. They also can help you look for leads or potential opportunities in your area that you would rather select if you're looking to be paid. Our healthcare expectations are very straightforward. We're all adults taking these programs. Professional behavior is a must at all times. Maintaining patient confidentiality is also a must. This is a healthcare law, an obligation as a healthcare worker to maintain all patient confidentiality and information when working on site as an externship. Team communication, so communicating with your preceptor, with fellow MAs, receptionists, X-ray techs, providers, whoever you're placed with and working with on that job site. It is expected of you to maintain open and clear communication amongst the entire team. And then lastly, very simple, being willing to learn and adapt to their workflows and to their team environment. As a student and a healthcare worker, there's nothing we cannot do that is allotted and allowed within our scope of practice. Dress code, scrubs only is what we wear during an externship as a medical assistant. Even during your interview, if you have an externship interview, you want to show up in scrubs. You want to wear the attire that is needed and that you'll be utilizing during your days there and your externship. Closed-toed shoes, hair pulled back, no acrylic nails, and you always maintain a clean professional appearance. What to bring to your externship. We will send out, once we receive your request, we send out what's called a welcome letter. We have specific links in that welcome letter that will help you bring some of these items to your externship. So stethoscope, a manual blood pressure cuff, a notebook to take notes throughout your time there, and just being prepared in general. Again, we can send you the links, usually on Amazon. You can buy a quick manual blood pressure cuff that includes the stethoscope, includes your materials that you'll need to obtain vitals, and a notebook to take notes again during your placement. Clearances and requirements. We put this here just to give you a heads up. There are some sites that may request certain specifics prior to accepting you for placement. ACT does not require them, and majority of our sites do not, but I just put this out there just in case. TB tests, drug screens, background checks, and some vaccines, especially after COVID. A lot of the vaccines will need to be updated, and sometimes a COVID vaccine will be required as well. But we will give you this heads up prior to placement. So if we have a site that does require this information, we will let you know, hey, you're going to be placed at ABC. ABC requires you complete a drug screen or background check, and you can connect with us. We do have resources to get that completed for you if necessary. It's kind of redundant here, but again, externship starts after you complete your exam. You must receive your certification or pass that test prior to being placed on site for your externship. Externships are not required as part of completing the ACT MA program, and it's not required to also receive your certification. They are optional, but they are highly recommended to get that hands-on experience. In the state of Washington, externships are required. So if you are a Washington student, The option is not it's not an option for you. Unfortunately, it is actually a requirement. There is a license process that the state of Washington requires for any medical assisting student. So they will want to see the completion of that 160 hours prior to applying for your license application. There is no cost for placement. It is part of the what ACT offers as a medical assistant student. Placement takes about 4 to 8 weeks. And again, just to summarize, it can be up to 45 miles from your preferred location. It is not paid. You can work while you do an externship. This is a question that has come up in the past. If you are working now, I would highly suggest communicating with your managers. Let them know you're in school and you're going to be opting in for an externship that consists of 160 hours. Some places, if able, I've heard they work with the student, allow them to do a night schedule or a weekend schedule, something temporary so that they can get through their externship. Can you apply for jobs? Yes. If you do apply for jobs and you're having interviews, like I mentioned earlier, just communicate that with us so that we're not trying to secure a site for you. And then once you secure a site, all of a sudden you're hired on somewhere else for a job instead. We want to keep our sites and our partners in the loop as well. And we don't want to promise them a student that's coming and then have to cancel it due to changes. So just keep that communication open with us so we can best communicate with our site and our partners as well. Can you get hired on externship? Yes, some sites will offer you a job opportunity, and it's also based off of your performance as well. So we want to make sure we're emphasizing you treating this as a job opportunity. You don't want to show up late. You don't want to miss days. You want to have open communication. They're looking at you as a student, yes, but again, they may have a backfill that they need or a part-time opportunity they can offer you at the same time. So you always want to treat this as a job opportunity if you are looking to potentially get hired as well. Student readiness, again, you must pass your certification exam first, which takes you to being 100% complete of your program. And then you'll be able to be trained on those clinical and administrative tasks during your externship. We had some frequently asked questions. What do we do or what happens at an externship? I know I mentioned before, but it's very important to be well versed on your medical terminology that you've learned and sought throughout your theory-based knowledge and your student modules. Injections are potentially can occur at your externship. Direct patient care is absolute during your externship, vitals, and so on. I've had feedback from some students. They'll do a lot of tray setups, assist with procedures, minor procedures, and different. Again, it's based off of the site. It could be pediatrics, dermatology, OBGYN. You'll assist with those procedures based off of the site that you're placed in. Sites can interview students prior to placement. We do provide your resumes, your code of conduct, your confidentiality agreement. And again, we do confirm that 160-hour commitment and requirement prior to placing you with any site. Make sure you're on time every day. Ask questions during your placement. Again, taking notes. I put with the ask questions. They see you with the notebook. It shows that you're taking this serious and looking at this as a professional opportunity. Making sure you're taking initiative. If you have downtime, okay, let's say you don't have any patients in, start cleaning those exam rooms, start prepping them for your next patient. Look at your schedule, see what you have on your schedule or what type of patients you have coming up, making sure your rooms are stocked with the right materials to utilize during that visit to help, reduce delays during their care and during their visit. We are here to support you. I know this is a quick webinar, but if you have specific questions or want specific examples or information, you can reach out to us at any time. This is our direct team email, externship@adbclinical.org. You reach myself or the other two colleagues we have on hand on our externship team, and we'll be glad to help guide you through this process. Thank you so much. I will stop sharing for now. I think it is still just me and you here, Emmanuel, but I know it's recorded, so if they want to utilize this, they can utilize this further. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording for now.